Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have a story time, and I miss story times. I actually have a few story times for you guys that I am excited to share with you guys. I honestly just love being in my car and just talking to you guys and telling you guys what's going on in my life. I feel like honestly, since the beginning of my channel, like my YouTube journey, story times were always my favorite. They were always your guys' favorites as well. So I honestly just have a bunch of them that I want to like update you guys. It was funny because I was with Yvette and Karina the other day and I was telling them a story from Mexico, from the one that got away, and no disrespect to my husband whatsoever because he actually knows about this story, and to be honest with you guys, I'm very open with my husband. Like, I tell him everything and he's not celoso at all. But that story is about the one that got away, and it was so dramatic. It was literally like a fucking telenovela, and Yvette was like, you literally need to make it into a story time because you need to tell them. And then I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do that because like my tias from Mexico, they like their daughters and stuff watch my videos sometimes, and I'm not trying to have it go back to that guy and then him be like, you know what I mean? But I definitely feel like I need to share with you guys that story. So maybe I'll change it up a bit and we won't even know who it is. You know what I mean? But for this story time, I am going to be sharing with you guys. I'm actually having Chipotle in a little bit. I just ordered some because I have not ate anything. Whew. Let me get myself comfortable. I have my water bottle. I have my Chipotle because I'm gonna be eating as I'm talking to you guys. There's no my ogo because I'm gonna be so into my fucking story. Fuck me, I have no silverware. BRB. Okay. So hi, welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Blanca Yvette. If you guys are not new here, welcome back. So guys, I'm gonna be updating you guys today in just everything that's been happening since my last story that I shared with you guys about my house being haunted and all this shenanigans that was going on. Also, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm going to share something that I did. So if you guys follow me for a long time, you guys already know that I've been wanting to get my nipples pierced for the longest time, and I finally did it, and I'm so excited. You guys can probably see them. My nipples right here. I'm not trying to find my nipple, but they're right here, and I'm so excited. I am obsessed with them. Like, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted and I said I woke up feeling like a bad bitch today, and it was because I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you're that bitch. But I finally did them. TMI, but they look amazing. And I finally have a nipple. If you guys are not familiar with my, you know, me and my dilemma of having no fucking nipple, my nipple is flat or inverted. I don't know which one it is, but I have no nipple. So I wanted to get them pierced to just kind of give it the illusion that there's a nipple there. And they look perfect. So I am obsessed with myself. Tell me you're a Leo without telling me you're a Leo. But I ordered my Chipotle, so it's dry as fuck. I already know. I asked for fucking extra chicken. Honestly, DoorDash Chipotle sucks ass. Like, they just fucking suck. Like, they always fucking play me. They put hell with sour cream in this bitch and like no chicken or rice. Like, where's my rice? Bitch, they didn't put any fucking rice in my bowl. No chingues, dude. No fucking rice. Oh my god. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna eat chicken and chips and lettuce. So I guess it was meant for me not to be a fat ass today and eat carbs, but the chips will make up for it. Already know, when I first did my story from the house, like, I don't play around, guys. Like, I don't fuck around with all that like devil shit, okay? I don't like talking about it. Like, even even like scary movies and stuff, I literally stopped watching them because I heard that when you watch like scary movies or like things that have to do with like the devil and shit, like bad entities, and I don't even know if I'm saying it right, they really just like can come to your home, you know, like they bring those energies with them. So when I started hearing that, like I literally stopped watching and stopped like really paying attention to those things, because I wasn't trying to bring those energies to my home. And if you guys are familiar with my story, if you guys are not, you guys can go down below and watch it. So honestly, I wasn't kidding when I told you guys that I was genuinely scared. And I feel like there was a lot of bad energies that were there that maybe made me feel the way that I was feeling. Not so much that there was like, you know, a haunting or somebody died or somebody got killed or anything like that. But Ulises has a friend that used to go there, and he told me, you know, that it was kind of like a trap house. Like that house has gone through some history, you know. And that's the bad thing about it, that when you're renting, you never know who used to live there or what the vibe was or anything like that. Like you never knew what was going on. So that's like the sucky thing about it. And even when you purchase a home, you never know about the bad stuff that used to happen there. So long story short, we ended up obviously, you know, getting our house, and we were super excited to move into our new home. And I was literally like I would do things, like I would talk about things in that house like somebody was listening to me, you know. So I didn't want to show too much enthusiasm, like, oh my god, we're leaving. Like I just tried to pretend like we were gonna go somewhere and come back without the house knowing that we weren't gonna come back. You guys might think that I'm fucking stupid, but I just genuinely didn't want to upset anybody, you know. And you know when you just feel like vibes are off? The whole time that we were moving and that we were like packing, and I didn't even want to vlog because I don't know, I just felt scared. Like I genuinely felt scared, you know, like for myself. And you know, we started like removing stuff. We took the bed out, and like Ulises and I were sleeping on a colchon with the kids, and it just felt so weird, like us leaving, and me kind of feeling like I was going to upset someone, you know. So like the energy just felt so, like, I don't even know how to explain it to you guys. It felt toxic as fuck. Like, you know when you're trying to get out of a relationship and you can't leave because you feel scared for your life? Like, that's how I felt. So 2 nights before we're about to turn in our keys, my sister came down, my brother-in-law came down. Everybody was helping us move. One of Lisa's best friends was helping us move, Javi, Karina. We were all moving. So obviously, like, they were spending the night, and you know, we were leaving, and God. So almost 2 nights before we're about to leave, mind you guys, I'm scared. I told Lisa I was freaking out. I started feeling more comfortable knowing that there was more people in the house. So we go to sleep that night, and honestly, I really couldn't sleep. I started having like really bad nightmares, like the last 3 nights. And when I tell you guys they were bad nightmares, like they weren't like normal nightmares, like I don't know, me like getting shot or something, or me like killing someone. Like they weren't like nightmares like that. They were nightmares like devil shit. Like they were nightmares kind of like something was in my dreams fucking with me, that I kept waking up. I kept waking up every 2 hours. Like I couldn't even sleep, guys. Like I was so scared. Max, one of the nights, was crying and he was freaking out, and I was like, oh my god, like what is wrong with him? Like it was the fucking creepiest shit ever. Okay, Max does not sleepwalk. He does not sleep talk. I know it's common for kids to like go through those phases, but Max, he is a heavy ass sleeper. Like Camila, she's the one that's light. Like I'll make noise and she's up, you know. Max, a train will pass by him and nothing will happen. He woke up and he was on my bed, and then he sits up, and when he's sitting up, and you know, like those nights where you wake up the next day and you're like, did last night really happen, or am I tripping? You know, like it was like one of those nights. Like I literally told Elisa's, like, I kept thinking to myself, like, is this really happening, you know? He sits up and he's on my bed, and like, mind you, I'm sleeping. I sleep on the left side, Lisa sleeps on the right side, Camila's in her crib, and then Max is in my bed. He usually gets there around he usually gets up at 3 in the morning to get on top of the bed with us. And he gets on the bed, and then he's just staring at me. Like, he's just sitting and he's just staring at me, right? So then I was like, oh my god, this is 2 nights before we leave. I was like, oh my god, I was like, I am fucking tripping, you know? Like, I was like, Max, like I didn't want to wake him up, but I was like, Max, wake the fuck up. Like, I was freaking out, you know? So I was like, Max. So then he like is just staring at me, like blank stare, and I was like, okay, like, why is he just staring at me, you know? So then I grab him and then I lay him down, and then he's just like laying, but he's just like staring up, like he's staring up at the ceiling. Okay, so then I'm just like scared as fuck. I don't want to even look. I'm like I'm just laying and I'm like, you know, trying to figure out like what he's looking at. Like, me, I'm a little bitch, but like I'm brave. Like I am brave when it comes to certain situations. Like, if I hear a noise, I run out. Like, I'm that bitch in the movies that dies first because she comes out. You know, the person that you're yelling at and then you're like, why the fuck did you go out? I'm that stupid girl that walks out, you know? So I'm always the first one to like react every single time. So I'm like looking, and then I'm like, what the fuck is he looking at? And then I'm like, Max, and like I'm trying to like, you know, get him, and he's blinking, like he's up, he looks at me, and then he looks up, and then he looks at me, and then he looks up. Dude, I swear to God, like my body was like, I went cold. Like, I was just so fucking scared. I wake up, Lisa's like, you're tripping, babe, like go to sleep, you know? And like, he's not paying attention to me, and then I'm freaking out, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So like, I get under the covers, and like I just leave Max like to handle his business, whatever he's doing, you know? Like, I'm just kind of like peeking to see what he's doing, and he's just staring at the ceiling for like a solid like 2-3 minutes. And mind you, it could have been him being in and out of sleep, but the fact that he was reacting when I would talk to him but then going back into his sleep, like, I don't know, it just freaked me out. And honestly, I was just like counting down the days to leave, you know what I mean? So then I wake up the next day, and I'm telling my sister, she believes me, but she also tells me not to pay attention to it. She tells me like, just pretend it's not happening, like don't make any attention to it, like la 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 la, it's not happening, you know? But I know she believes me, because when I tell her like I'm scared, like she's like, okay, like she's genuinely scared. We woke up the next day, and I told her what happened, and you know, Javi and Karina stayed the night too, and Adelie. And then to my surprise, apparently Adelie did the exact same thing that night. Okay, so mind you guys, like I just feel like there's just too many coincidences, and like I even get chills, and I wouldn't be bringing this up if I didn't genuinely feel scared. But something happened. I don't know what happened at that moment that they both did that. And Javi and Karina were like, we weren't even gonna say anything, because Adelie, I guess she does do that. Like, she'll get up, she'll sleep talk, you know, she'll to them it was like kind of normal. I asked him, I was like, what time? At what time did that happen? How long did it last? Like I was literally asking them 100 million questions just to make sure that I wasn't going fucking crazy. We didn't even, like, I didn't even sleep that night. Like, I told Lisa's, our house is ready at the other place. We're grabbing our shit. Like, we basically left whatever was at the house there for us to just pick up for the next day, and we bounced. Like, we had to turn in, so we had 2 days left, so then by the 3rd day we had to turn in our keys and meet with the person, with the owner. So then I was like, I don't want to stay here anymore. Like, I don't want to sleep here. I was like, I'm scared. I don't, whatever this is, like, I don't want them to be like pissed that we're leaving or something. And especially the way that Max reacted, like, I was just so scared, you know? And I got a lot of messages on my last video that people were saying that maybe it's me, like sometimes things attach to you, and you know, like I've had like scary moments that have happened to me in the past, but I have never seen anything like physically or anything like that like touch me. Like I've had incidents where like I feel stuff and like things like that, just like any normal person would be scared, but to actually physically confirm, never. Okay, like, oh my god, like I swear to God, I probably would die if something like that was to happen to me. So I told Lisa, I was like, I'm not gonna be here anymore. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm scared. And if you want to sleep here, you can sleep here. I'm going to my house, like to our new house, you know. So finally, you know, we decide to like have our first night here, you know, with the kids, and we're finally moving in. We're settling in, and I swear, guys, I have never felt so much peace in my life in a long time. Like, it genuinely felt like so much weight was just lifted off my shoulders. Like, people were asking me, like, people were actually DMing me, like, how have you been? Like, have you been feeling better now at your new house? And I don't know, honestly, at this point, I can't even sit here and like tell you guys, like, I don't even know what it was. I don't know what it was that, I don't know if it was the energy. Like, I was never depressed or anything or like sad at the other house, but I definitely didn't feel like myself. You know, Max and Camila didn't act like themselves, and Louis already the freaking devil. So it's like, he was already bad as it is. Like, he was 10 times worse there. So to me, it was just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I wish I could explain to you guys how I felt, but I felt so much relief. Like, my energy just felt amazing. I feel so happy in our house. I mean, we haven't went to our main house. I'm in my guest house right now, but Max and Camila have been amazing. Like, they sleep through the night like nothing. You know, I sleep so comfortable. I don't even wake up at night. Ulises, mi se diga, like, he already fucking sleeps good, but I just felt so much. I'm happier. I feel, I don't know, maybe it's all in my head. Maybe it's all in my head that I might just feel happier because of maybe the energy shifting, because now I am in a place where I know that it was somewhere I wanted to be, you know what I mean? But everybody that I ask about that house, that knows about that house, always has something bad to say. And even the cleaning lady, like, she came to clean our guest house, like, to just make it all like nice and clean from all the dust and everything that was happening before we moved into this house. And, you know, she was telling me like, oh, like, you know, you guys moved and stuff. And I was like, yeah. And like, I was asking her still about that other house, and I'm like, what is it about the house? She's like, I don't know. She's like, people just don't last. And now there's new tenants there, and that gets me into another fucking story. Okay, like, so I went on Twitter and I told you guys that the owner of the house had me all the way fucked up. Okay, so we leave, right? I do the walkthrough with him, and you know, he takes pictures of like 2 things. He takes the pictures of 2 things, and I'm just happy. I just like, we go upstairs, and I'm like, like, I'm fucking panicking. I'm like, I don't even want to go upstairs. I'm freaking out. You know, he goes upstairs, and we're like doing the walkthrough, and I'm just trying to bounce. Like, I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there, give him his keys, and be like, here you go. Here's your haunted house. You know, we're walking, and you know, he's taking pictures of like certain little things. When I moved out here, I had to give a very large deposit. It was actually 2 months rent plus my rent. Like, I'm not even gonna tell you guys how much my deposit was because it was a lot. So I was expecting my deposit back, especially because I feel like I took amazing care of that house. I never even hung up anything. Like, if you saw my vlogs, I had maybe like Max and Camila's names up, a little bit of wallpaper in Camila's room, and 2 picture frames behind my table, like my dining table. And then obviously in my beauty room, we hung up like the backdrop, you know? As far as picture frames, like, we didn't do any holes, nothing. Everything that we made holes of, we covered. We have people who, you know, I have people working in my house, like, I can go in there and like patch stuff up, you know? So I was depending on my deposit. Like, that deposit is like ridiculously for you not to be able to give it back to me, you know? So obviously now you guys are seeing why I'm upset. So I did the walkthrough with him, and I was just ready to leave. He was like, oh, it sucks that you had to leave. Like, you know, you were an amazing tenant. Yeah, because I dealt with his fucking bullshit for like a year of his house breaking down. Of course I was an amazing tenant, you know what I mean? Like, I told you guys that I wanted to get out of my lease, you know, like 3 months in, when I first moved in there, because of everything that was fucking going wrong with the house. So when he told me that, like, you're an amazing tenant, like, I'm under the impression that, like, oh great, you know, like, I'm getting my deposit in a little bit, and like, so on and so forth. 2 pictures he took a picture of were some holes that were already there that I did not cover because they were not my responsibility to cover, because they weren't my holes. And then obviously the pool, we had issues with the swimming pool. The pool would always turn like black, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. It would never be green. I mean, it would never be blue. It was always like this green black color. and it was dirty as fuck. Like the water was so bad. We would have to clean it, right? We would Clorox clean it all summer. We spent so much time cleaning that pool and waiting 2-3 days to actually jump into the pool because there was so much chlorine in it that I requested for the pool to get drained out. Like I asked the tenant, I was like, can we, not the tenant, I keep calling him the tenant, the landlord. I asked him, can you guys drain the pool? I know it's expensive. California's in a drought. Like, I know that you have to go through like a bunch of policies to be able to like get your pool drained out, but it's not uncommon. You know, I drained my pool when we moved into my first house and we were able to fill it back in with water because after 10 years, you're supposed to change your pool water. So, you know, he's like, no, we can't change the pool water. It's expensive. I'm like, it's going to be like $1,000. Oh my God, I got scared. Fucking bird landed on my shit. You guys see, like, estoy bien traumada. Oh my God, my fucking blood pressure went down. So the pool, he was like, we can't because it's gonna be $1,000. I'm like, okay, it's $1,000. Like, just fucking cover it, dude. Like, you're in a nice ass area. Like, you have a bunch of homes. Like, it's one home that I'm asking, like, to be livable in, you know, like, you know, so I had to get my own pool guy. He was always coming to fucking clean. The pump wasn't working. We had so much stuff going on with that pool. So in December, I stopped cleaning it and I gave him his pool back how he gave it to me, which was black. And I'm telling you guys, it wasn't brown, it wasn't green, it was black. The water was black. Like, I honestly don't and it would last, like, you know how, okay, so like my house right now, we haven't cleaned it in like 2 months and it's still blue. It's a little dirty, like it has like leaves in there, but it's still blue. That pool water, with a week of us not cleaning it, it would turn green and then it would turn black and then it would just be ugly, like disgusting. So I was tired in December. I'm not gonna swim in it, so I'm not gonna clean it anymore. I'm gonna give you back your pool the way that you gave it to me, and that was black. So I stopped cleaning it. So obviously he was telling me, why didn't you? You know, he was like, dude, we were like going at it. Like, and I don't know if he saw my video and he knows that I'm talking about his house, but I can't even eat my chip because I'm irritated now. He tells me, why didn't you tell me that the pool was black? And then I was like, how, like, I literally had to pull my messages, like, how many times did I not ask you to change the damn pool water? You know, like, how many fucking times? And it just bothers me because if you guys do not know, like, I have homes in Stockton that I rent. You know, obviously I'm saying too much at this point, not that I care that you guys know, but I have properties that I own that I rent. Okay, so I know what it's like to be a landlord. I know my rights in California, and I know that as somebody who has had like tenants under them that give you a security deposit, I would never just like take everything, you know, or like vice versa. Like I just feel like if you're leaving my house, like my job as, you know, the landlord is to do the maintenance, do what I have to do for the next person to come in. Okay, and I've had issues with tenants not wanting to leave, not wanting to pay, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm familiar with the process of being a landlord, and to me, it's just like, he was yelling at me. He was like, you needed to tell me like that it was, you know, taken care of. I have people moving in tomorrow. I'm like, you have people moving in tomorrow? The house hasn't even gotten like painted or clean. Like, there's like, you don't just go from one tenant to the other. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what made me realize, like, you literally don't give a fuck about who's living in your house. As long as they're going to pay you the deposit, they're going to come in and then they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to this house, right? So when that happened, like, I was just, like, kind of like, what do you mean they're moving in tomorrow? You know, like, I obviously hired, like, my own person to come and clean the whole house, like, how somebody cleans it spotless for the next person. You know, like, they scrub the damn toilets, the floor, every inch. They are cleaning everything. So yeah, I did pay an extra, like, I think it was like $300 for them to come and like clean it up after I had already like done the toilets and stuff like that, right? So I mean, I guess somebody could move in, but the house still wasn't movable. Stuff needed to get changed, locks needed to be switched, like paint needed to be adjusted, you know, for marks that were left behind from, you know, the tenant. If there are marks that are going to be there, you have to cover that, you know what I mean? So I was like, what do you mean that they're moving in a day? Like, that's ridiculous. So, you know, a couple days pass by, I leave, and I'm under the impression, like, you know, that he was really upset. You know, he's like, I don't appreciate you talking about my house the way that you did. And I was like, your fucking haunted house, bro? Like, I'm talking about what happened here. Like, I didn't post the address on the internet. Like, here you go, guys. Like, don't rent this house because they fucking film porn and, you know, some shady shit happened here, and they fucking probably, like, I don't know, like, I didn't like shame the house, you know what I mean? I was just talking about my experience. So I don't know if he just was upset or pissed or what the situation was, but he texts me and he's like, you can come and get your deposit, blah blah blah. So then I go to his house to go pick up his deposit, my deposit. Tell me why this fucking guy keeps $6,900 from my deposit, okay? I literally, and then Ulises comes in, he's like, here babe, he's like, so he said that, because I didn't get off, because I was so mad about what happened when we got into the altercation that I didn't even want to look at him. So I told Ulises to get off, and I was like, just go get our check. And you know, he comes back and he's like, so he said that it was like 3,000 for this and 3,000 for that and 3,000 for this. I was like I think I even got into an argument with Ulises that day, because I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, you took the check, you took it. Like, after he told you this is what it is, you literally took it. I wouldn't have taken it. I would have been like, yeah, this is not acceptable and we need to figure out how we're going to solve this. There's just no way that I'm cashing this, you know? Like, $6,000? Like, imagine, like, especially right now with like COVID and everything going on, like, you don't know people's circumstances. You don't know what people are going through. Like, what if, like, I was literally depending, like, on those $6,000? Like, I think that's what's irritating me, that it was just so, it was done in such a, like, shady and malicious way that I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, you know what? Like, keep your fucking house. Like, you're trash. Like, that's fucked up. Like, if I was depending on this money, like, it just sucks that you would literally do that, you know? So I read through the invoice. By the way, he didn't even give me an appropriate invoice that shows, you know, any information about what was deposit. Like, all he basically said was like deduction total. Like, it wasn't even like an appropriate invoice. So I sent it to my CPA, who handles like obviously like all my deposits and all that stuff. So I sent it to him and I'm furious, and he's like, what is going on? Like, why did he do that? I was like, I have no idea. I was like, I need you guys to help me try to figure out what I'm gonna do, because this isn't right. And he basically deducted like $700 or $800 for the pool cleaning. Who charges $700 to clean a pool? Okay, that, mind you, I didn't even have anything to do with me. Like, that was your dirty pool. And then he charges me another $900 for every month that I didn't keep the pool clean. Okay, when you guys saw me on there, like, I was enjoying that pool all summer. Like, winter came, like, of course I'm not gonna like get it cleaned if I have to come and clean it every 2 freaking weeks. Like, I'm not even using it. So like, you worry about your dirty pool. Like, you didn't want to switch it, you know? Like, and tell me if you guys think I'm wrong. Like, maybe I'm just exaggerating, but I was really upset, because that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money that could have easily been invested into my house, like a restroom, you know, like my freaking floor. Like, those are things that just bother me, that I'm like, I treated your house like if it was my own. Like, I did not trash it. I did everything I possibly could to make sure that that house was nice, even under the circumstances of me being like scared all the time, you know? And when that happened, you know, I tried to figure out, he charged me $3,900 for paint. Okay, I know how expensive paint is. Okay, my father-in-law is a painter, but how come he didn't message me and tell me like, hey, this is how much it's gonna be, do you want to cover it or do you want me to cover it? I could have easily taken my father-in-law, he would have painted it, and I would have not had to pay the $3,000. But to me, like, I was under the impression that when you know, paint a house, at least this is how I've done it. Maybe I've been doing it wrong, but if a new tenant is coming in, yeah, you're gonna paint your house, but you don't charge your old tenant the paint job of your whole house. They had a new garage door, they had like all new paint outside the house, all new paint inside the house. I'm like, you didn't even do any of that stuff when we moved in, but these new tenants come in and I pay for their tune-up, you know what I mean? Like, it was just so bad, guys. Like, I was so furious, and that's why I went on Twitter and I was like, this guy has me all the way fucked up. Like, keep your fucking haunted house. Like, nobody wants that shit, and I hope that you're happy, because you just fucked up. And I thought we were cool, you know what I mean? Like, I thought that we had a solid, you know, understanding between him and I was just so pissed, guys, and I don't know what to do. Like, I'm still fighting it. I did not cash the check. I did not, nothing. Like, I just let it be, and I'm still trying to fight it, you know? Like, I know that I could go to small claims, you know, small business claims, and, you know, get my money, especially because I have proof of what the house looked like. Like, I could do that, but to me, it's just like, I have no energy. Like, you're just a fucked up person. Like, I called my realtor and I was like, I was literally like in tears of how upset that I was, that I just don't, it was more of like the value of things. Like, I would never do that to somebody. Like, And that's the thing, maybe that's just sometimes you're too nice and I don't have that business mentality of like fucking people over, you know what I mean? And even with my YouTube stuff, like stepping over people to get somewhere, like it's just not in me. It's not in my heart to like do those things. And I'm probably gonna fucking die being the fucking nice person that always got walked all over. And it's the sad thing about it that people don't care about other people's feelings. And you know, like he saw that I have 2 babies and whatever the case is, and like for him to just keep so much money away from me because he was upset that I was trying to ship out his house. Bro. So yeah. That happened. So yeah, guys, I wanted to just share this story with you guys because I was really upset. I know I could be a little dramatic and stuff, but you guys can let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about my story? What do you think I should do? Should I still keep fighting for my money? But am I overreacting? Am I just, you know? Let me know. But I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video and enjoyed my story time. If you guys want me to tell you guys a story time about my Mexico experience, let me know. I would love to share my telenovela ass fucking story with you guys. Only if you guys are interested, of course. Also, guys, tomorrow I'm having my Estado launch restock. I am going to be adding 2 more Estados that you guys are going to be seeing on there. I'm so freaking excited for you guys to see the 2 new Estados that we're going to be adding into the collection. It's going to be here permanently. And then we are doing the full restock tomorrow. So make sure you guys write down on your calendars, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be restocking these babies here that you guys absolutely fell in love with. I appreciate all the love and support that I had from that last drop. Like, I genuinely appreciate you guys. And I'm so glad that you guys loved this new crew neck that we came out with. But we are going to be dropping more pieces to come, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Shop Evettexo. I'm also going to be doing the restock for my tumblers really soon as well. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about the tumblers, so I want to make sure that I keep you guys up to date to those. I know you guys have been wanting the pink one really bad, but I have a lot of fun stuff that's going to be coming for my merch collection, so make sure you guys head over to Shop Evettexo at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow and get your guys' crew necks. But I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you guys give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button before you leave, and I will see you guys on my next video. Love you guys.